welcome to the Salem Civic Center here in Salem, Virginia, as we get set for our second semifinal here in the ODAC men's basketball tournament for 2014. It will feature the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan taking on the Generals of Washington and Lee. Hi everybody, alongside Jerry Austin, Rick Seidel with you. Welcome back to Salem as Hampton-Sydney has punched its ticket to the final tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. They will take on the winner of this contest. And Jerry, Virginia Wesleyan, this is a team that just loves to play at the Salem Civic Center.
Well, it's been a great home for them. They've come here a couple different times in the NCAA tournament, and all the teams are fighting to get back here later in the month. But you know, for this team here tonight, they've had success here on this floor, and they really like coming to Salem. And you know, they have hung a national championship banner on this very floor, so they like coming here and like playing.
Well, and they are led by another talented wing player, which always seems to be the case with Virginia Wesleyan, DJ Woodmore.
Right, they do a great job recruiting, and you know, Woodmore has been a solid player in the ODAC, and you know, he's one of the guys that they really look for, you know, at all different points of the game. And you know, he's just a talented scorer. He can do it all. He can drive to the basket. He's got a lot of abilities just to create his own shot, and his teammates look to find him quite a bit as well.
And what is always the case with Wesleyan under Dave Macedo, they are very athletic.
Right, I think everybody wants to get here early just to see the dunking exhibition. They really have the athletes, and they really can jump themselves out of the gym. And you know, we talked about it earlier. Hopefully, they don't wear themselves out in warm-ups, but they did put on quite a show, and they really have some athletes that can create a lot of havoc for the teams that they're playing.
And one thing that seems always happens with the ODAC tournament is that there are surprises. There's always at least one major upset, and Washington and Lee comes into this as the 11th seed, making into the semifinals. First time a team with that lowest seed has made it to the semis.
Right, and again, you know, to get here tonight, they had to go on the road and beat Randolph, and they did that on Tuesday night, and then they pulled off the big upset last night against Guilford, and now find themselves against another talented team here tonight in Wesleyan. But they seem to be up to the task and seem to be playing well. Look for them to try to control the tempo just a little bit and keep the game in the 50s and 60s versus the 70s and 80s.
And the Marlins mascot is here as we get a look at the Washington Lee bench. Starting lineup's about to be introduced to the crowd, and so we will go ahead and do that for you as well.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Salem Civic Center.
And starting out with the lower seeded team, actually the lower seeded team is Washington and Lee, but they beat the higher seed, so they're actually going to be the home.
Yeah, they'll be
the road team, right?
The road team. They're wearing their blue uniforms tonight. It's the other way. We're watching the NCAA tournament. This time the higher seed team will wear the white.
So let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the Generals of Washington and Lee. 8-19 overall. They are 3-13 in ODAC play, led by Adam Hutchinson in his 11th year in charge of the program. Number 5 is Kevin Gill, the three-point marksman. He's a 6-foot senior from Richmond, Virginia. Number 22, a sophomore standing 6'1", Darren Douglas from Elmsford, New York. Andrew Franz, one of the team's top scorers, is a 6'5" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. He has been playing very well of late. Number 54 is Jim Edling, a 6'7" junior from Loveland, Colorado. And finally, Drew Kimberly, all ODAC performer, 14 points per ball game, 8 rebounds per contest. Kimberly is a 6'8" senior from Fairfield, Connecticut. And now the starting lineup for the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan, led by DJ Woodmore, 6'3" senior, all ODAC player from Virginia Beach, second in the conference in scoring at 20 points per ball game. Cedric Nady wears number 3. He is a 6'1" sophomore, also from Virginia Beach. Number 13 is Corey Moore, the freshman of the year in the ODAC. He is a 6-footer from Arlington, Virginia, and Wakefield High School. Number 32, Cameron Owens, 6'5" junior from Centerville. And finally, the big fella inside at 6'6", the senior, Trent Batson, number 54 from Lewis, Delaware. Dave Macedo is the head coach of Virginia Wesleyan. Virginia Wesleyan comes in 20-6 overall. They are 12-4 in ODAC play. DJ Woodmore, by the way, named the player of the year in the ODAC.
Well-deserved accolade for that guy. He's been a consistent contributor for his 4 years at Wesleyan.
Our officials for the ball game tonight, our referee is Mike Foran, assisted by Bobby Walker and Max Anderson. As we have a delegation from Virginia Wesleyan that has made it here with a large Marlin Nation sign across the way. And another huge Marlin banner, picture of the Marlin hanging above one of the portals here at the Civic Center. Fear the fish, they say. Gary, keys for this ball game?
Again, I think the keys again is just the tempo for this game. Again, it's going to be a battle of wills. I mean, this team at WNL plays really smart under Adam Hutchinson. They really are disciplined. They have a team that really likes to play in the half court, and I think for the Marlins, they'd like to get it in transition. They'd like to continue to push the tempo. But again, I think it's a game of kind of the David versus the Goliath. When you look at the seasons and what their records are coming into the game. Washington Lee was 3-13 in the regular season. Virginia Wesleyan 12-4. They have consistently beaten the other teams in the ODAC, but that's the beauty of a tournament. It's a set of days, and every game is a little bit different, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. But I think they're going to have to look to pump the ball down inside and get the ball into Franz and Kimberly, and see if they can maybe create a little bit of foul trouble for the Marlins tonight. But again, I think the biggest thing is the tempo of the game.
Virginia Wesleyan, the #1 scoring team in the ODAC, at 82 points per game while allowing only 69. Washington and Lee just 11th in the conference in scoring.
Darren Douglas broke out the shoes again, the lime green.
I just can't get over that color. Marlins win the tip. Here's Woodmore. Three-pointer no good. It will be Washington Lee basketball.
That's what Woodmore does. He has the ability to penetrate into the lane, create an opportunity for his teammate, and now you'll see pressure, full court pressure from the Marlins right from the get-go.
One thing you know about Adam Hutchinson's teams, they are very well disciplined. They don't beat themselves typically.
Your future doctors and lawyers.
Kimberly against Batson. Boy, he dribbles that ball high off the floor, doesn't he?
He pounded it hard enough where it came back to him, and not able to get the turnover.
They go into Kimberly. Nice defense on the help side. And the Marlins create the first turnover of the game.
Steal that time by Cameron Owen.
Batson over the top of Etling for the score.
Batson again, just the ability to elevate. Really, that shot not contested whatsoever. They're going to stay in a man-to-man defense. You'll probably see that most of the night from Wesleyan.
Nice drive all the way to the rim. That's Andrew Franz who scores.
Franz, their second leading scorer, 13.7 a game. He also averages about 6 rebounds, so a guy that they count on to do some of the scoring for them.
Top of the key jumper off the glass, off the rim, falls off, will not drop for Owens, and here come the Generals the other way.
Did everything but go in. It was teetering there for a while.
Gill bounce it down low to Kimberly, muscles it up and scores.
We've seen Kimberly in his time at Washington and Lee do that. The senior, the 6'8" senior. He's got a lot of skills right around the basket. You're not going to see him stepping out and knocking down a lot of jumpers, but that's where he's most comfortable, Rick, right down in the paint.
Woodmore against Douglas, both teams opening man-to-man. Here's Batson. Up against Kimberly, misses this time.
I think that's a good no call that time, play on. It was nice verticality that time as DJ Woodmore knocks it into the stands.
It will be General basketball. Gill will trigger in front of the Marlins bench. 2 minutes gone by, 4-2 Washington and Lee with the advantage.
Every pass is contested. They're really putting a lot of pressure. Darren Douglas has his hands full there.
Gill's jumper. Rebound by the Marlins. And it's Moore coming the other direction, the freshman of the year.
We talked about his accolade again. They seem to have players that can play all 4 years.
He's missed a couple of threes, has 50 on the year, and here's Gill the other direction. Franz inside, too strong. Woodmore running the other way.
There's a lot of standing around right there for the Marlins.
Woodmore kicks it. Moore against Gill. Leans in. Not there. Gill clears.
W&L, he's going to push it into the front court.
They go inside to Kimberly over Owens and can't convert. As Woodmore steps on the sideline trying to save the loose ball. It will go back over to Washington and Lee.
Sloppy turnover that time for the Marlins after getting the rebound.
Wesleyan starting off 1 for 6 from the field.
Substitution in for the Generals.
Andy Kleinlein, number 21, has come on. And we will whistle away from the ball. Also, Wesleyan has brought in Aaron Clark, number 5. Greg Montgomery enters for the Marlins, number 10. Woodmore will go to the bench.
A lot of screening right there to try to free up. Nothing comes available. They'll get in their offensive set.
Franz out front against Montgomery. Pump fake, give it up. Kimberly on the baseline. Comes to the middle, has his shot partially blocked. Colby Hurd, 42, is now playing in the post in place of Batson. They go into him. Good defense by Kimberly. Slashing to the basket, missing the layup. Comes Nady, Cedric Nady, and rebound to the Generals.
Nice up and underneath that time. Just not able to convert.
Still 4-2. We played 4 minutes. They go down inside to Franz. He can't make the layup, but does draw the foul.
Nice concerted effort by W&L trying to get the ball entered into the post. The Marlins are trying to front.
Owens picks up his first personal foul. That'll put Franz on the free throw line.
Pinpoint passing that they've been able to get. Have gotten them some opportunities down in the post.
69% from the stripe. Woodmore, after the brief breather, will come back on the floor. Nady will take a seat.
W&L
gets them both.
Doesn't even put a player on the line either. They're really confident in Franz, or we've seen that from some teams where they just don't want to risk giving up the foul and being back on defense.
Clark across the timeline. Woodmore, reverse layup, hits the bottom of the rim. Gets his own rebound though. Fresh 35. They're going to call a form. They're going to call a push against the Generals.
Patrick O'Connor.
O'Connor is playing with a sprained, a bit of a twisted ankle from the game yesterday. Batson back on.
Seems to be moving okay without the ball.
Into Woodmore, catch, shoot, score.
It's just a nice set play out of an inbounds play. Woodmore very comfortable on the baseline. Elevates and converts on the 12-foot jump shot.
2-point game, Generals with the advantage. We've played 5 minutes. Kleinlein will penetrate and kick. Etling working his way inside, misses the shot in the interior.
And that's the verticality right there. I mean, Virginia Wesleyan player holding his position.
Etling, they double. Batson open. Throws it away. A little pressure defense from Washington and Lee there.
Just a little bit. Cross-court pass is a little bit high and creates the turnover. More with the body armor. See the leggings. And
yeah, he's ready for a football game.
it's a physical game, Rick.
Whistle away from the basketball. It's going to be an offensive foul. Called Kimberly. Kimberly called for his first personal.
So we see liberal substitutions by the Marlins. They go 8 or 10 deep at times.
Batson, Clark on the floor. Moore is returned, number 13. Woodmore out there, and Hurd, number 42. Generals, Douglas, Franz. John Martin has come on, number 34. Kimberly and Kleinlein. This is Woodmore. Long three, yes.
So I make the mid-range jumper, and now one out beyond the arc.
7-6 Marlins with the lead, and the steal by Moore. And he loses the ball going to the basket. Let's see who they give it to. They're going to say went off. The Generals?
Stay with the Marlins. Kleinlein made a nice hustle play there, kind of getting in front of Moore as he went to the basket.
Now Batson off the inbounds. Woodmore, another three. Yes! Oh my, he is on fire. He's got 8 points. All eight of the Generals' 10 points.
And he's the guy that you don't want to get hot if you're a Washington Lee fan.
Points are not easy to come by for Washington and Lee this year. Douglas drives. Franz pushes off. That was an easy call from Mike Foran right there at the foul line.
Moore moving his feet a little bit on defense. He's playing both ends of the floor. Rick, he's guarding W&L's scores, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout, a 30-second timeout. Washington Lee.
Adam Hutchinson wants to settle his team down.
It's a nice little run by the Marlins.
A little 6-0 run. Down 6-4, now up 10-6. Well, you gotta think that the pace, the tempo of the game so far that you talked about at the outset, favoring Washington and Lee, it's just 10-6 when you played almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, but you see the ability of the Marlins to really score the points, and I think W&L wants to make this as ugly a game as possible, and I say ugly in the sense of just grinding it out, making every possession hard for the Marlins. And if Woodmore is able to shoot over the top like that, it creates some difficulties for the Generals.
So Wesleyan will bring it across the timeline.
Aaron Clark handling the ball, another senior out of Chesapeake.
Woodmore again. This one's long.
A lot of players from that 757 area code.
Franz is fouled as he goes to the basket.
Corey Moore comes out of there. Others off to the races.
Nady picks up his second foul, third on the team. They're changing the call. It's not on number 3. Number 3 is not on the floor.
I thought it was 13. I thought they were give it 5.
It's Clark. Nady's not out there, so we'll take that one out of the scorebook.
I thought it was on Moore. He was in the vicinity.
Franz throws it in the right corner. Douglas partially blocked 3, and they'll knock him down. And it'll be 3 free throws. Moore picks up his first. Dave Macedo not pleased.
Right in front of him. It was either blocked or a foul. One of the two was going to be called. I guess they wouldn't call a block. They'd let it play on, but it felt like it hit him on the arm. Sometimes it'll hit that little forearm when you're going up.
Yeah. Douglas rolls in the free throw. .67% free throw shooter this season. That's the second one. The Generals, second in the conference in free throw percentage at 74. Clark comes out. Nady back in for the Marlins. So Douglas gets all 3 free throws. It's now a 1-point Marlin advantage. Woodmore. Nice tip by Hurd.
Nice follow-up that time. Timed his jump just perfect, and almost had to wait for it just a little bit, but not able to slam it, but able to tip it in. And that's the athleticism that we talked about, the ability just to kind of rise straight up. Two-man game for the...
Franz double teamed, finds Kimberly. Kimberly with 4 points. Back to a 1-point game.
Nice look that time, good interior passing. Kimberly got it in a position where he didn't have to put it on the ground, but able to just kind of go straight up and score.
Batson drains it from the foul line.
Kimberly giving a little bit of help down in the post, and that left Batson wide open at the free throw line.
It's nice when your center can step out to 15 feet and knock it in.
Create some pressure on the defense.
Kimberly tries to find Franz inside, tipped away by Hurd, and recovered in backcourt by Etling. 15 on the shot clock. Did not reset. Kleinline with 8 to shoot, needs help. Down to 5, he launches, Kleinline, short on the 3.
Well, they got a good look. I mean, they took it all the way to the end of the clock, but it was a nice look that time by Etling.
Woodmore with the rebound for the Marlins. Hurd bounces it off the baseline, turns it over.
Put that up after the whistle, knocked it down. Still hot shooting.
Douglas looking for some help. Nearly stolen away. Gill all the way the length of the floor, misses the layup. There's Woodmore for another board.
I didn't think he was going to take it all the way. I thought he was going to pull up, but able to do it.
Woodmore misses the jumper.
Gill, the senior out of Richmond, Benedictine High School.
Lob into Kimberly.
Got a nice game when you get it to him. That scoring position right there, Rick.
He's got some nice soft hands, too. Generals again within 1. We approach 10 minutes to play in the half. Woodmore against Franz this time. Batson. Kimberly with a good box out, clears the jump hook, miss.
Nice defense that time. Just collar Kimberly.
Patrick O'Connor.
He takes a 2-point lead for WNL, 16-14. And timeout now by Dave Macedo and Jenny Wesleyan Marlins.
He is not happy. Dave is one of the most animated coaches in the league. And when he gets going, his face just flushes. Flushes red.
I think that time, and again, Jenny Wesleyan playing a man-to-man defense. There's no doubt whose man it was. But, you know, in man-to-man defense, sometimes you step off to help a teammate and you expect somebody either to rotate back up or for you to be able to recover. But that time O'Connor was ready to knock that one down.
16-14, Generals with the advantage. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Gill, Douglas, Franz, Beverly, and O'Connor out there for the Generals.
This one, it looked like the Marlins were taking control a little bit when they trying to figure out who's able to sub back in. I don't think a stoppage of play. They're going to say that Batson has to come back into the game until the ball is entered.
Batson, Montgomery, Cook, Owens.
This is for Woodmore on the bench now. Who are you going to go to score some points?
Batson missing over the top, rebounded by the Generals. That's O'Connor.
Again, got a good post up, a good position that time.
Pass into the post, intercepted by Batson. Kimberly collects the turnover. Montgomery down against the defense, splits the double team and lays it in.
So he didn't panic when he got kind of triple team, got in the post, and able to kind of split the defenders and go up and score that.
All tied, 9 minutes to play in the half, 16 apiece.
Steal right there, right in front of us almost. Corey Moore.
Nice shot of your back there on camera.
Right court side. I think we've got 1 foot on one side of half court and one on the other.
Gill the trigger. Shot clock did not reset, 20 seconds to shoot. Gill will put it up from downtown and knock it in. His first basket of the ball game, 3-point field goal.
3-point deficit. The ball into the front court. Corey Moore again, a freshman.
Generals 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. And Owens can't answer. He and O'Connor get into it a little bit after the shot. Generals clear the rebound.
It was a deep shot early in the shot clock. I mean, really didn't work a lot of time.
Fran's jump hook is long, rushed that a little bit. Defender not on him. Here's Moore going coast to coast. Runner no good. Tip up and in by Hurd.
And we saw him, that's the second time that he's just elevated and not come down with the ball.
Had 14 points against Washington Lee earlier this year. 7 of 9 shooting. They go into the big guy Kimberly, stripped. Good help by Clark. 3-on-1 with O'Connor back.
Nice flush finish that time.
Hurd with 6 points, all coming within inches of the rim.
Better setup that time. Point guard taking it deep in and leaving it back.
And they'll count the basket and the foul.
Generals haven't answered. As impressive as the dunk was. Nice entry pass that time to Kimberly. Gives him a chance.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
Oh, it just gives him a chance to trump that dunk at the other end.
Owens picks up his second personal foul. So the Marlins now have 2 players. Owens and, no, check it, they waved off that foul on Nagy. Owens, the first player in the game with 2 personal fouls. So Kimberly a chance for the 3-point play. It's 66% from the line. That one's long. He's got 8 points so far on the evening. Clark goes into Hurd. Montgomery knifes his way to the basket. Hurd with another offensive rebound. Knocks over France, but no call. And does he walk? No, they're going to call a foul.
It's going to be on Andrew Franz, I believe. Max Anderson. Adamant with the foul.
Franz gets his second personal foul. Kimberly comes out. Etling returns.
Possession foul.
He will stay on the floor with those 2 personals. He's got Montgomery in the man-to-man defense. Inbound shot is good. That's Woodmore. He just came back in the ball game.
You've seen DJ Woodmore. I mean, that's the second time on a pass.
2-point field goal, they say. 10 points for Woodmore.
It's not the arc.
6:38 and counting. 22-21. Marlins over Washington and Lee, the Generals.
Really wonder where WNL's going to get their scoring right here. You got Franz.
Shot clock under 10. They go into Franz. Double team, kick it out. Etling with 3 to shoot, launches. Long rebound comes out to Batson. Woodmore in the corner.
Nice passing around the horn.
Hurd, Etling almost runs away from him. Gets it out to Batson. Shot clock at 15. There's some more wild sneakers for you. Clark to the rim. And a blocking foul is going to be called. And that'll be O'Connor, I believe. Max Anderson with the call. Yep. O'Connor's got 2. Franz has 2 for the Generals.
So Woodmore with the 8 points now.
Aaron Clark at the line, shooting 2.
So Clark goes to the line where he shoots 83% this year. And that is his first point of the ball game. Earlier this year, down in Virginia Beach, an 85-54 decision in favor of the Marlins. Wesleyan was 12 of 25 from downtown, whereas Washington Lee was 1 for 12. So far, each team with 2 threes in this game.
Get a little bit more full court pressure, and Drew Kimberly comes back in the game. He wasn't on the bench very long. Generals rely on him so much, offense and defense.
Shot clock down to 15 again. 5.5 to go in the half. Franz inside, goes baseline, short jumper, yes.
That time, just got it into position where he could just go up, and nice drive to the basket there.
And Montgomery a little out of control there. Franz clears.
Now quick to get it in the front court, but probably not as quick to shoot.
Kleinlein will go to the line for a pair after a strong move to the basket.
Proven wrong again. They take it when you give it to them. Hard-nosed drive to the basket.
Kalen Poe, who just came in the ballgame, will pick up the personal foul number 33. And Kleinlein will toe the stripe.
Shoots the ball right in front of his face.
Yep.
Effective stroke.
76%. Gets them both. 7 of the points for the Generals coming from the line. There's 7 of 8 from the stripe.
Little runs, 3 and 4 points. The Generals take the lead again. Kind of a seesaw back and forth here tonight.
Woodmore with Gill draped on him. Shot clock down to 12. There's more around Franz. Runner, good.
Elevate, just nice under control. Had Woodmore in the corner if he didn't have the shot available, but able to convert, no problem.
Franz going baseline, gets doubled, stolen away, and that's going to be against Franz. And that's his third. No, that should be his third.
That's Corey Moore right there with a hitsy play, helping out DJ Woodmore coming from underneath. Franz will go all the way to the end of the bench. And kind of want to kick yourself as a player after you do something like that. Just a little bit out of frustration. Just trying to get the ball back after you gave it away. Just an empty possession.
Etling fronting Hurd inside. They can't get the ball in. Moore a long 3. Hurd going for another offensive rebound, and he's going to draw the foul on Etling.
That was a pretty smart play that time by Corey Moore. I mean, he knew that he had Hurd being fronted in the post. He took the shot knowing that Hurd might be able to go ahead and get the rebound. And he gets fouled and will go to the line now to shoot a 1-on-1.
Gill goes out. Douglas comes in for the Generals. Hurd 6 points so far in the ball game. Make it 7. In the victory against Bridgewater, 91-70 yesterday, Hurd picked up a double-double, 12 points, 13 boards.
He averages just over 11 points a game.
O'Connor clears the miss.
Yeah, I think they like the matchups. It's shown the ability to compete inside with Drew Kimberly.
O'Connor left open from downtown, way off. That was a deep three early in the shot clock.
Well, he made one earlier.
Nady misses from three.
Hurd again working.
Another offensive rebound for Hurd. Moore misses again. Here's Woodmore. Fresh opportunity for the Marlins. A couple of offensive boards. They go inside, pass deflected away by Kimberly, and the Marlins have the steal. Excuse me, the Generals have the steal.
Line slows it down.
2-point game with just over 3 left in the first half.
It'll be wise to get Kimberly a touch on the interior. It's been a while since he's touched the ball. Comes out to the post now, or comes out of the post at the top of the key to get it.
See, as soon as he puts it on the floor, you've got trouble. Shot clock down to 8. O'Connor in the corner. Can't see the shot clock. Into Kimberly. Draws the foul on Hurd, his first.
You see Kimberly that time came out and was able to repost down the block. He's tired, Rick. You look at him, he's been over and maybe took a shot in the nose.
He's definitely been a man inside in this first half. Kimberly, after missing his first opportunity from the line, connects there.
I think if you're the Generals, you have to be well pleased. I mean, with 3 minutes to go in the first half, a chance with this free throw to have it tied.
No, Kimberly can't do it.
But even down 1, that's what you want. You want to have a chance to compete in the second half, and they've kept themselves in it.
Owens with the lob for Batson.
That was a nice set play that time, a nice backside pick, and Batson rises up. Nice alley-oop lob.
Three-point game. Marlins have led by as many as 4.
Both teams not shooting the ball especially well. Wesleyan 12 of 31, 39%. 44% for the Generals.
Kimberly fans it out. Douglas, right corner 3. Nope. Easy rebound for Clark.
Tracking Woodmore, looking for it in transition.
Nady, strong move.
Yeah, he just absorbed the contact that time, Rick. It looked like he was going to throw him off just a little bit, but he knew how to adjust his shot for the body contact.
First basket for Nady.
5-point lead for the Generals. Kind of a dangerous time here with 1:38 to go.
O'Connor needs some help. Kleinlein thinks about a 3. Douglas will put it up. He keeps launching from long.
Woodmore puts this one up.
And he's just fast, there's no question.
Darren Douglas going to get called for the block that time. And almost expected him to pull up and shoot it from 3, but kept going to the basket.
No, I think he knew he could get past the defenders.
Yeah.
Woodmore has not been to the stripe yet in this ball game. He's 8th in the conference at 75%.
For a minute, he thought he was short on that one. He was wishing that one into the basket.
So he's got 12 on the game, and that lead you were talking about, Jerry, has suddenly grown from 1 to 7.
Right, and WNL thinks he can get the ball down inside to Drew Kimberly.
We approach a minute to play in the ball game, 15 seconds to shoot. Gill goes to the rim around Batson, who let him go by, and he scores. 5 for Gill.
2-for-1 opportunity for the Marlins if they shoot quick enough.
Lob inside, Hurd. And Colby Hurd has 9.
He's got to get the ball across.
6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Shot clock down to 20. Gill needing some help. Finds Asio, who's just come in the game. Douglas with 10 on the shot clock. It's Kimberly coming to the middle. Strong, missing the layup. Air ball picked up by Batson.
He got away with the walk that time. He took a couple of steps. The defender kind of backed off of him just a little bit.
Game clock at 5. Clark against Gill. Pull-up jumper. No. And there's your buzzer. We are at the half. 35-28. Virginia Wesleyan on top of Washington and Lee in our second semifinal. The winner of this ball game gets Hampton City tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 for the championship. And we'll have all that action for you right here on ODAC TV. Right now, we're going to step aside at the half. We'll be back with stats and the start of the second half in just a little while, so don't go away. 35-28, Marlins on top of the Generals. We are at the half. You're watching ODAC TV. And welcome back to the Salem Civic Center. Rick Seidel, Jerry Austin rejoining you. We are at the half of our second men's semifinal ball game here at the 2014 ODAC basketball tournament. The Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan seeded number 2, 35. The 11th seed, the Generals of Washington Lee, 28. And as we look at the numbers from the first half, starting with the lower seeded team, Washington and Lee, they are being led by Drew Kimberly with 9 points on 4 of 7 shooting, along with 4 rebounds, and he played all but 1 minute in the first half. 6 points for Andrew Franz. Franz 2 for 4 from the floor. 3 assists as well to go with those 6 points. 5 points for Kevin Gill, 2 of 4 shooting for Gill. 3 points each for Darren Douglas and Patrick O'Connor. 2 for Andy Kleinlein gives you the total of 28. 3 personal fouls on Andrew Franz, 2 on Patrick O'Connor, nobody else with more than 1. On the Marlins side of the ledger, DJ Woodmore, their leading scorer, the player of the year in the conference, leading the way with 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, and has hit both of his free throws for those 12 points. He also leads the team with 5 boards in the first half. 9 points for Colby Hurd off the bench, 4 of 4 from the field. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 6 total in that first half, playing 14 minutes. 6 points for Trent Batson on 3 of 6 shooting, along with 4 rebounds in the first half. And then 2 points for Cedric Nady, Corey Moore, Aaron Clark, and Greg Montgomery, giving you a total of 35. Cameron Owens has 2 personal fouls, no one else with more than 1 for the Marlins. How about those team numbers, Jerry?
Team numbers, Washington Lee shoots 9 of 22 from the floor. They were 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. They were 8 for 10 from the free throw line. They had 14 total rebounds, no offensive rebounds in that first half, so Wesleyan did a nice job keeping them off the board. They had 6 assists to 7 turnovers, 1 steal. Virginia Wesleyan comes back. They shoot 41%. They're 14 of 34. They got 12 more shots up than W&L, and I think that's the big difference here in the first half. They didn't shoot it particularly well from beyond the arc. They were 2 of 11. They had 22 total rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. Again, that was a big reason they got more shots. And the fact that they took care of the ball, they only had 4 turnovers to 7 assists, 1 block, and 5 steals. So again, I think it was the turnovers, it was the second chance opportunities that kind of gave them that opportunity to spurt out there a little bit at the end and have this 7-point lead.
Well, you talked in the introduction at the top of the show about the athleticism of Virginia Wesleyan. I think that's been a bit tough for Washington and Lee to contend with.
Yeah, and again, it's those points in transition that makes it really hard for the Generals to contend with. But their game, they're gonna come out here and fight in the second half. We've seen that from Adam Hutchinson's teams.
Yeah, they really are gritty, hard-nosed groups. Execute very well. They're going to need to do that in this second half if they're going to come out on top, trailing now by 7, but do have the ball to start the second half. Lob inside, deflected away. There's another turnover. Good hands by Owens. Here's Woodmore to Moore. To the basket, Corey Moore.
A really nice play that time by Corey Moore, and we see why he's a freshman of the year, Rick.
Lead up to 9. Inside, nice pass from Franz to Kimberly.
Kimberly did a nice job that time, kind of creating a little bit of space for himself. Just kind of, after he fumbled the ball, not able to go straight up with it, kind of backs into the defender. It's him enough space to go up and finish that play.
Nady against Franz. Franz playing with 3 personal fouls. Woodmore open from downtown. Yes!
We've seen his ability, Rick, to knock those shots down, and again, he's in rhythm, and I look to see a lot more of that in the second half.
Third 3 of the game. Leads the conference in 3-point field goals coming into this game at 79. Gill open from the corner. Can't answer Woodmore. 10-point game, largest lead of the game as Moore goes to the left hand this time.
Not the start that the Generals would like to have. Again, lead now bulged out to 12 points. Again, W&L needs to keep this game close. They need to have some of those shots from the outside go down.
Franz into Kimberly. Off balance hook, no good.
Off shot that time.
Batson against Etling. Nady thinking about that triple, will give it up. Nady will take it this time and knock it in.
Wow, just a nice start for the Marlins again. That lead is quickly bulged out, and Franz hard to the basket, answers.
That's what your leaders need to do for you, bring you back when you need it. And that Nady will pick up the personal foul. 9-2 run to start the second half for the Marlins. Franz sticks the free throw. He's got 9. Chops the lead down to 8. Check that to 12.
Oh, that was a nice answer there. They needed that basket in a bad kind of way. Again, nice look to the basket. Hurd again. He's been the difference, I think, in this game. I mean, he's just created so many opportunities for the Marlins.
He's
Second
got 11
chance points. He's doing a nice job, him and Woodmore tonight.
Kimberly going to go baseline. Gill from outside. That's a big basket. They needed that.
They need a few more of those to drop to keep this game competitive and kind of get themselves a chance. Time goes on.
Moore with the crossover and the shot.
That's a nice start of the half for these Marlins.
I don't know what Dave Macedo said to Moore at halftime, but it was the right thing to say. He's got 6 points since the break, 8 overall. Gill outside. Nope. Hurd pulls it away.
Woodmore's feeling it.
Taking it, making it.
I think Hutchinson's going to have to go for a timeout. Have they missed in the second half, Rick? I can't remember a miss. Full timeout.
Full timeout. We'll do some research during the break. Marlins 52, Generals 36. You're watching ODAC TV. And back at the Salem Civic Center, Rick Seidel and Jerry Austin rejoining you. 16:20 remaining in the ball game. Marlins 52, Generals 36. And it's been all about perfection in the second half, Jerry, for Marlins.
You know, it's been a nice half. I mean, it's not a better way to start the half, and it's been a variety of shots. I mean, they've hit them inside, outside, but 7 for 7. to start the second half. W&L has made three of their 6 shots, but they're still losing ground on the Marlins.
Kleinlein, number 21, has come in for the Generals. Kimberly out high, looking for Franz inside. Not going to be able to find it. They've tried that a couple times unsuccessfully.
Nice
There's
job.
another turnover.
Hurd again, down on the inside.
You feel the pace of the game has shifted significantly, don't you, Jerry? Much faster game now.
I do. Woodmore unable to collect that one from Hurd underneath, and Kleinlein back down the floor.
Gill goes inside to Kimberly for the layup. 13 for Kimberly. 14-point lead for the Marlins.
That's when he's his best, Rick, when he can just catch it and go straight up.
Moore can't get that one to go. Kleinlein on the deck. It'll be collected by Woodmore. Unselfish play by the Marlins, and that'll hit the top of the backboard. It will go over to the Generals. How about making the extra pass there?
I thought it was a nice pass and just silky smooth by Moore to kind of feed that ball to the corner. Just kind of surprised when that ball didn't go in. But, you know, they kind of set themselves up a little bit with the hustle play.
2 on 3.
Work there on the baseline, fine line.
Kimberly wants that inside. They haven't been able to get it to
I
him.
thought they had the pass. I mean, he had Hurd pinned on his back. And he'll pop out.
Kleinlein's 3. Woodmore, Karam. Moore, France reaches in, gives it to Hurd. Hurd was 5 feet from the rim. That's too far for him. He needs to be right on top of it.
Yeah, he'll push off that time, create a little bit of space.
14 and a half to go in the game. Gill goes to the rim, and he'll go to the line as well.
They're fighting, Rick. They're not giving up. Taking the ball to the basket, taking it right into the middle of the Marlin defense.
Moore gets his second. Gill gets his 10th point with a chance for 11. Again, this Washington and Lee team shoots very well from the free throw line. Gill 89%. Woodmore goes out for a brief breather.
Yeah, I really like his game. Woodmore, he's player of the year. After seeing Kobe Williamson earlier tonight, that guy's a stud.
Gill cuts it to an 11-point deficit for Washington and Lee. Nady against Franz. Franz with the 3 fouls, reaching an awful lot. Clark gives to Hurd. Hurd against O'Connor with the jump hook. And Gill with the rebound, fouled on the play by Hurd.
You see that so often, a player after he made a nice move to get to the basket and elevated and really didn't have anybody contesting that shot, and then after he missed, he chased it down and commits the silly foul.
Chance to get into single digits here for the Generals.
Breakaway here.
That's the execution we've been talking about these Adam Hutchinson coached Generals.
All right, Cedar goes straight to the bench that time and brings DJ Woodmore right back up. I mean, that's 5 straight points now for the Generals.
13 for Gill. 7-0 run by Washington and Lee. Clark and gives to Owens for a long 3. That's well short. And Franz has an easy rebound.
Lucy Owens and O'Connor really mixing it up. They're come close to throwing punches that time, Rick.
Well, they got into it in the first half also.
Well, they're a little testy out there.
Kimberly spins, shoots, no.
That would have been a nice basket right there, and W&L really needed it.
Montgomery. Nice ball movement. Here comes Owens down the middle. And whistle. Franz is going to be his 4th. No, Kimberly.
Kimberly.
His 2nd.
Mike Foran stares down against Aaron Clark. I don't know if he said something when he walked by.
Cameron Owens goes to the free throw line. Has not scored in the game. Still has not scored in the game.
He's struggling.
61% shooter from the stripe. Woodmore comes back in. Clark goes out. Batson's going to come in for Owens after this free throw if he makes it. So Owens in the scorebook with a free throw, takes a seat. Marlins showing full court pressure.
They haven't been able to really create a lot of turnovers against WML. Line and Clark have done a nice job handling the ball out front. Douglas at times has been tasked with that challenge.
Inside Kimberly from Franz.
Nice conversion that time. Big fella cutting hard to the basket. A nice pass.
It's an 8-point game. Montgomery in trouble, loses it as he gets caught up in the air. O'Connor has the steal. Franz down low. Kimberly can't handle the pass. Goes out of bounds off Washington and Lee.
Kimberly got himself into position and had a nice matchup that time. And pass hit him just a little bit low, not able to control it. Turns it back over to the Marlins.
Nady running things from out front. Woodmore now against Douglas. Nady inside for Hurd. That's where he likes to operate.
He's finishing well there, and Macedo's going to take a 30-second timeout here, Rick.
Hurd has 13 points on the game. Third team all ODAC this year as Dave Macedo calls the timeout. 10-point lead for the Marlins, 55-45 with just under 12 minutes remaining.
Resetting stats just a little bit. Jenny Wesleyan now 22 of 48, 46%. WML 16 of 34. Again, if there's 15 more shots, I mean, that just gives you a lot more opportunity, especially shooting at that percentage. And it's just been a big punch that came out. The Marlins came out, hitting the first 7 shots. WML's kind of absorbed that, Rick, and they're still fighting. It's only a 3-point difference in the second half. They were trailing at 7 at halftime. So they've gotten themselves back into this game, but I think they're going to have to look for Drew Kimberly a lot more on the interior.
Yeah, they struggled to score in this ball game, and Kimberly really struggled in the first half.
Franz on the bench now. They bring Douglas back in. Line continues to run the point.
Yeah, they're handling the pressure just fine from the Marlins. Nice crossover.
Line just dribbling all around. It's like one of those things they do on ESPN when they put the little trailer on you. He'd have made a maze.
Douglas now with 10 to shoot. 8 on the clock. Kleinline's going to drive on Moore, force it up, and it will go out of bounds to the Generals, I believe. There'll be just 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Hurd goes up again, making a difference tonight. He treated that one like a volleyball, Rick, and spiked it out of bounds.
Douglas, not there. Batson has the rebound.
Good inbounds play though. They got a good look over the inbounds. And look at Moore go to the basket.
Finger roll a la George Gervin, 4-2.
With the left hand. That time he gets a reach.
Foul goes against Nady. That's
Clark.
his second.
I think it was that Clark? Or
No,
Nady?
number 3 was Nady. It's his second. Moore now with 10 points. 8 of them coming after the break. And he pushes the lead back out to 12. Franz is back in. O'Connor is out. They go into Kimberly now.
Nice entry pass that time. You saw how Moore got all the way down. And nice entry.
Etling from the top of the key. And there's Woodmore above the rim.
Snatches it off.
Marlins slowing things down a little bit, getting organized. Shot clock now down to 15. Hurd wants it inside against Etling. Moore travels.
Brings it into the front court.
10.5 to go in the ball game. Franz against Montgomery goes hard to the basket and just barely gets that thing to curl over the rim and drop through.
Saw him do that in the very first play of the game. I mean, able to get to the basket, and by the time he absorbs the contact.
10-point game. Hurd inside around Kimberly. No, but he's fouled. Etling or Kimberly,
I
which
think it's
one?
Etling came over the top. Hurd again.
Yep. Second foul on Etling.
Called his name.
Kimberly had good defensive position on that play.
Etling just trying to make a play. Nice double team.
14 points for Hurd. He had 12 yesterday.
Aaron Clark back into the game.
And he cans it. Again, the Marlins showing full court pressure on every made basket. Trying to force some tempo. Douglas across midcourt. They go into Kimberly.
He's real comfortable in the post, Ricky. Just see how he does it.
Etling for three. Misses his second three in a row.
He's got some good looks out there. For Woodmore to get a touch here.
Etling has 13 threes on the season. Inside Douglas with the deflection. And here's a steal for the Generals. Franz open. Pulled the string on that one. I think he was too open.
Thought about going to the basket. I think he was caught in between thoughts that time, Rick.
Yeah. Didn't look committed to the shot.
Maybe a little tired. He said, hey, I'll just shoot it from out here. I can knock it down.
12-point game right now, Montgomery.
There's DJ Woodmore.
There he is, fading away. Buries the shot, it's a 2. 20 points for Woodmore.
Just don't go a long time without giving him a touch and seeing him talking to his players out on the floor.
20 points matches his season average. Kimberly needs some help. Shot clock at 10. Franz, little baby hook. That's a playground shot. That's one of those things you develop out there on the playground. That little.
It is.
I'm not going to shoot it. Not going to shoot it. Here it goes.
That's an effective shot.
Woodmore looking inside for Hurd. Montgomery inside for Hurd. Loses it, gets it back, and puts it in. Now, since that ball hit the underside of the rim, he can grab it and go back up.
Wasn't catching his own shot.
If it had been an air ball, that would have been a walk. 63-49, 7:44 to play. Hampton-Sydney won the first semifinal. Gill out top, yes. Gill averaging 7 points per game, has 16 in this one.
Hurd now with 17 points.
Woodmore fading, firing, missing. Gill rebounding. Franz against Hurd, goes to the rim. He's got to be called for steps, I believe. Tried to change direction in mid layup.
It was almost the Euro step, but not going to get that call here in the ODAC tournament.
And W&L is going to take a full timeout with 7:06 remaining. The Generals trail the Marlins 63-52. We're back in a moment on ODAC TV. Welcome back. Rick Seidel, Jerry Austin with you. 63-52, Marlins on top of the Generals, our second men's semifinal here from the Salem Civic Center. And Jerry, the Generals are not going away, but they're having a hard time getting consistent production offensively.
And that's really been the struggle. They've gotten a couple good looks the last couple of times down the floor. They've had a couple good looks from the outside, and Etling just not able to knock those down. If they would have hit a couple of those shots, they got O'Connor back in the game now. I mean, he's kind of the three-point shooter, and I think they're putting him in just for that purpose. They said Etling, so maybe he'll be the guy that kind of peels up to the top and gets that nice open look.
He had a three in the first half. Hurd against Kimberly. Switches hands in midair. Is that what I saw, and laid it in?
He did. He's just doing work down in the post. He's an excellent player with his back to the basket, and he's just kind of taking over down inside. That's 19 points now for Hurd.
Kleinlein looking to penetrate against Clark rather. Shot clock down to 12. Franz going to take a jumper over Woodmore and roll it home.
All right, Franz just kind of created just a little bit of space, Rick, with his shoulder, and dipped in and just got a little bit of space there over Hurd.
He's got 15.
Actually, it was over Batson that time. Whether it's playground or not, W&L will take it.
And I believe, let's see, they're going to call that an offensive foul. Looked like it should have been. Yep.
Connor stood in and took that one.
Moore picks up his third personal foul on the charge. And Moore will remain in the ball game. Nady comes in, replacing Clark.
Franz, he's been their scorer the last few times down the floor. Let's see if he continues to look for his shot.
11-point game. Gill to Kimberly.
See the help they're giving in the post now, Rick.
Pass deflected. And they're going to call over and back. That pass was deflected by Clark.
They'll correct it. I think they said it was deflected, but Blue touched it in the front court. It went into the back court, then that creates a backcourt violation.
Yep, so it will be Marlin basketball on the turnover. Woodmore over on the far side, down into Hurd, into Batson, doubled. Out it comes Nady, wide open three. Rebound Kimberly. Boy, he's long, isn't he?
He is. Like he almost didn't leave his feet, but still was up above the rim almost to corral that rebound.
Gill open from downtown. Long.
Nice play by Hurd as he came down. Losing his balance, able to get it over to his teammate. Nady brings him to the front court. Moore handles it.
O'Connor jumps out to help. Woodmore, yes. Woodmore's fifth three of the ball game. 23 points for him.
Johnny Manziel giving some change, Rick, as he comes to the bench. He thought that he kind of turned and started running back down the floor after he shot that one. I think he knew it was in.
14-point lead for the Marlins with 4:39 remaining. We have a timeout on the floor, and we'll step aside. You're watching ODAC TV. The Marlins up at the half by 7, currently lead by 14, 68-54. 4:39 remaining in this one. The winner to get Hampton-Sydney tomorrow afternoon for the title. Virginia Wesleyan loves this floor. The Marlins have been to a couple of Final Fours, including capturing the national championship a few years ago. Would love to leave town this weekend with another title. The Generals hoping to spoil the party, but they've got some work to do.
They're going to have to start knocking down a few threes from the outside and have to have a few stops at the defensive end as well.
They go to Kimberly against Hurd. Clark looking to help. Right corner open.
Connor's a guy that's shot a few three-pointers.
Gill to the rim. Kimberly's follow goes, and he's fouled. And that's one of those fortunate plays. The bounce goes your way. Clark will pick up his second foul on the play. Kimberly will go to the line, where he is 1 of 3.
17 points on the night. Make it 18.
Averages 14 points per contest, 12th in the ODAC. Again, it's an 11-point game. Marlins, as we pause for Hurd to throw another one down. 21 points for Hurd.
He's my MVP tonight, Rick, for the Marlins. He's done a little bit of everything for the Marlins. And now he almost comes up with a steal, deflects it again, and gets in the passing lane.
Woodmore again. This one long.
Berg gets wrestled to the ground, and now he's limping, coming back down the court.
Kimberly, strong move, draws the foul on Batson. He'll get a pair.
Stripped down the court. Hurd got pulled to the ground and landed awkwardly on his ankle. He's shaking it out a little bit right now.
Well, that's a player they can ill afford to lose. Kimberly at the line with 18 on the game, his season high 24 against Randolph-Macon.
Drew Kimberly for 1.
Maybe into the front court.
Franz has played the entire second half with 3 personal fouls.
Hasn't picked up his 4th yet either, so
Nope.
he's played under control, driving to the basket.
Batson inside, nice deflection, picked up. Hurd again for the follow. He has been all over the offensive glass. Gill has his pass knocked away and stolen by Montgomery. And O'Connor picks up the foul.
3-on-1. That was a good foul, I think.
Yeah. 2:37 left in this game.
The third team foul. WNL has played a pretty clean half, but that happens a lot when the other team is making so many shots. Timeout now.
Timeout by the Generals.
Full timeout.
Full timeout. We'll take a break. 72-58. Marlins on top of the Generals with 2:37 remaining in the game. We're back in a moment. You're watching the 2014 ODAC Men's Championship Tournament on ODAC TV. And back at the Salem Civic Center, Rick Seidel, Jerry Austin. Marlins 72, Generals 58. Time is running out on Washington and Lee's season, the number 11 seed in this tournament. First time in 11 has made it to the semis.
I think they'll probably look to start giving some fouls now, Rick, with only 3 team fouls. They can play pretty aggressively, and if they can see if they can turn the Marlins over. Again, just 14-point lead here, kind of slipping away from the Generals.
Second in the league in turnover margin are the Marlins, +3. They don't give it up nearly as much as they take it away. Nady against Douglas. Shot clock down to 5. Woodmore launches. Franz clears. Now the Generals can't afford to run the shot clock down with each possession the way they have been. Franz will drive right to the basket and pick up the personal. I believe that's Woodmore picking up his first. Oh no, number 10, Montgomery. Franz 3 for 3 from the line tonight.
There's the first one.
Gets them both. He's got 17 on the game.
Nady's got a nice handle on the ball. And I think it makes it so tough to trap this team as the ball handlers that they have.
Generals reaching all over the place now, just trying to get to the point where they can get into the bonus, maybe pull some missed shots away and score quickly at the other end.
A lot of ball skills. Drake Montgomery on the floor, along with Nady and Woodmore.
O'Connor picked up his 4th foul. He's one of their outside shooters. Woodmore taking his time. Batson.
Nice drop down on the baseline, and Batson, now WNL throws it away at the other end.
Trent Batson with emphasis for his first field goal of the second half. He's got 8 points. 1:23 remaining. It looks like it's going to be Hampton City and Virginia Wesleyan for the title tomorrow. Hurd comes out of the ball game. Owens comes in. Hurd gets a nice round of applause from the Marlins fans seated across the arena from where we are. O'Connor comes out. And the Generals not fouling here with 1:14 to play, down by 14.
He's going to let this one play out. And have to say goodbye to a couple players for the Washington Lee Generals. Kevin Gill and Drew Kimberly both have been solid players for the Generals.
Owens 3, short. Franz looking to run the other way. Underneath. Shot is rejected. John Martin was wide open.
Owens comes in and give a foul so they can get some of their players into the game and more so allow their starters to be recognized for their efforts on the floor.
Coach is clearing the benches with 40 seconds to play. Generals graduating just the 2 seniors, Gill and Kimberly.
Difference in the shot clock.
Yeah, General's not going to foul. They're just going to let this wind down. Moore just dribbling it out here. Got a 3-second differential between the shot and game clock. Nady lets it fly. Five seconds to go.
That'll do it, Rick.
That'll do it. Buzzer, ball game, final score. Virginia Wesleyan 74, Washington and Lee 60. And our championship game for tomorrow afternoon is set. It will be the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan taking on the Tigers of Hampton-Sydney. Once again, final score 74-60. We'll be back on the air tomorrow afternoon with the championship ball game. Hope you will tune in for that contest. On behalf of Jerry Austin and our entire broadcast team here at ODAC TV, we hope you've enjoyed watching this evening's semifinals. And until tomorrow afternoon, take care, everybody. Good night.